My name's Avo, and in this video, we will learn how to take a simple time-lapse video and bring it to life with sound effects. Capturing a time-lapse can be tricky, and if you need help picking intervals or learning how to convert photos into a video, check out my newsletter down below. I cover topics like this every 2 weeks. This week, we're focusing on sound effects. Let's say our time-lapse video is complete. The first thing we want to do is head over to Adobe Premiere Pro and play back the video. As we play back this video, we want to look for movements or certain things that we could add sound effects to. In this video, we can see that there are buses coming and going. There are cars coming and going. We even see people walking down the street. One way to capture audio and sound effects for this type of movements is to just go stand in the street, click record on your camera, and just pick up all the sounds that are coming and going. But sometimes we don't have the right equipment to do this, or we're just in a rush. That's why I use a website called Epidemic Sounds. So we're gonna head over to Epidemic Sounds and we're gonna try to find certain sound effects that will fit our project. Okay, once we open Epidemic Sounds, we wanna go over to the search bar and we're gonna be looking for sound effects. So click sound effects, and over here, we're gonna type in just things that will fit our video. So in our video, we saw people moving, walking, we saw cars. So let's start with cars honking. Let's see if anything pops up. And of course, this website has so many sound effects. You can see there are 228 sound effects. What I would suggest is, this is the boring part of editing, is basically to play each one by one, and just look for a sound that you think will best suit your video. I'm gonna just go ahead and play the first one and start going through a few. But for the sake of the video, I'm not gonna show the full process. I'm just gonna show some of the examples, and then we're gonna go ahead and pick one or two that we're gonna use. Okay, I like this one. We're gonna save it. I like this one. Okay, I saved a few car honking sounds that I think are perfect for the video. So what we're gonna do next is just look for some street ambient noise. See if anything pops up. Nothing, see? So this is the beauty of looking for sound effects. You just kind of have to type things that you think will pop up, and hopefully you find it. So we're gonna type people talking. All right, there we go. Exactly what we're looking for. This is perfect. So we're gonna save this one. We're gonna keep going. Cafe. No, it sounds like you're in a restaurant. New York traffic. See, this might be perfect. So I like this one a lot. This one, I could already tell it has car sounds in there. It has a siren, it says. So this one might be the one we're looking for. Okay, once you find some sound effects that you think you're gonna use, go over to the Save tab where we just saved everything. Under our saved liked sounds, you'll find all the sound effects that we just saved right here. So what you want to do is just download all of them one by one. Once we have everything downloaded, we're going to head over back to Adobe Premiere Pro, where we're going to add these sound effects to our video. By adding these sound effects, it draws the viewer in. It adds another layer of depth, and this really enhances the viewing experience. So let's get back into Adobe Premiere Pro and let's see how we're gonna add these in. Okay, once we're back in Adobe Premiere Pro, we're gonna go ahead and play the video back. And as we play the video back, we're gonna look for key moments that we can add sound effects to. Now, key moments can be as people are walking by. It can be when a car whooshes by the screen. It can be when the cars stop at the light and they're just honking or waiting for the light to change. It's really up to you how you add the sound effects. But keep in mind, if you add the sound effects to a part of the video where it doesn't belong, it could disconnect the viewing experience just as much as it could enhance the viewing experience. So be very mindful of where you add the sound effects. So for my video, I'm gonna layer it in probably 2 to 3 layers. Now, the first layer I'm gonna use as the ambient noise, which is gonna be the one we found earlier, the New York traffic. So it's called New York traffic ambience. So if we play this back, so this is an ambient noise. So this will basically cover the full track. And then we're gonna go ahead and go into the track and layer it and add some more depth by adding some car sounds, adding some honking, by adding some whooshing sounds as the buses pass by. So the first sound we're gonna add is gonna be the ambient. So just drag it over to your timeline and go ahead and place it right below your video. So if we play our video, we could already see it has made quite a difference. That's so perfect. I really don't have to tweak it much. I'll probably just go ahead and go into the sound and lower the volume because we don't want it to be overwhelming. But for now, we're just gonna leave it. The second thing we're gonna look for is possibly some car honking noises. Okay, once we add our honking sounds to Premiere Pro, go ahead and just pick one that we're gonna use. Let's listen to the first one. It's a simple one honk. The second one was a double honk. Okay, and then the third one, a double honk again, but shorter honks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add these honking sounds to the cars right as the light changes, because in reality, that's probably when you'll hear someone honk. People usually honk at the car in front of them when the light changes and they're not moving. So we can see right here, all these cars are just stopped at the light. And if we slowly just move the playback forward, we notice they start taking off right here. So what we want to do is right when he moves, that's when we want our first honk to hit. So we're going to pick, let's do the first single honk, and we're just going to add it right there. So let's play that back. Let's see what it sounds like. It's a little too loud for me. So what you want to do is drag these and make it bigger or smaller. Or another way you could do this is by clicking the minus or plus button, and it will do it for you. We're going to click the track of the honk, and what we're going to do is take this bar, which is the overall volume of the track, and we're just going to drop it to, let's say, -4, because we don't want it to overshadow the video. So if we play it back, we'll notice quite a difference already from the previous one. So we'll leave that one layer there. We're going to forward it, and we're going to put another honk when the light changes again. So right there, we see the lights changing, right? The cars start going. So right there is where we want the second honk to be. So we'll grab these double honk, put it right here. And again, it's going to probably be too loud. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop it to like -4 before we even play it. So let's hear how this sounds. I mean, to me, this sounds perfect. Just go ahead and go through the video and add a few more honking sounds at certain parts that you think cars will be honking, which will be our second layer to the video. As of right now, we have 2 layers added. We have the ambient noise, and then we got car honking noises. But I still feel like this video is kind of missing something. And I think the sound we're looking for is called the whoosh sound effects. It's spelled W-H-O-O-S-H. And that is basically when something passes by the screen. So if we play this video back, we'll notice that these buses that come through from the left side of the screen, they seem to be flying by a little quicker than everything else in the video. So what I'm gonna do is add a whoosh sound effect each time one of these buses passes by. We'll go to the beginning of the video and we'll play it and look for the first few buses to pass, which is right here. So right here is where we're gonna add the whoosh sound effect. So what we have to do is find the sound effect. Let's go back into Epidemic Sounds and let's search for this sound effect. We're gonna go over to sound effects one more time. And this time we're gonna type in whoosh. 4,822 sound effects. This will take obviously way too long for me to go through each sound on video. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this without screen recording. And then once I find some sounds that I like, I'm gonna resume the video. Okay, we're back in Adobe Premiere Pro and we downloaded some sound effects that I think will work beautifully for our buses passing by. So step 1, let's play this video back. But what I would suggest is muting the other sound effects so we could really focus in on just the bus passing by. As we play it, we'll see, we just saw one pass by. So what we want to do is slowly go back and let's try to capture it right there in the middle. And this is where we're going to add our sound effect. As this bus passes by, it's going to make a pass by sound. Now the one I found is called a torch pass by. Now even though this is not a torch, I feel like this sound effect suited the video really well. So what we're going to do is drag this over into our timeline. Go ahead and make this bigger so we can see what we're doing. And we're going to want to lower the volume again to about -4. So let's play back. Let's see how it sounds. If you notice in the video, there's more than one bus passing by, so we're just gonna have to add this sound a few times. So that's for the first one. We got another one right here. Add a different sound this time. And again, we're gonna have to layer it. So if you wanna layer it, go ahead and make this smaller so we can see the layers. I'm just gonna drop this one right there. And one more time, we're gonna wanna lower the overall volume. So let's play it back. So it's perfect. It kind of goes with the buses passing by and then it stops. And over here we have the honking going on. And then again, we're gonna add some more sounds right here. So we're just gonna rewind it to the spot where they all started passing by again, which is right there. Okay, so let's pick another sound. Go ahead and drop it in. Lower it again to 5. Let's forward it. Add another one right there. Drop it in. Go ahead and lower it again to about 5. So let's play this back. Let's see how it sounds. Perfect. It just seems that there's not enough sounds going on. It seems to be more buses than the actual sounds passing by. So we just want to add a few more. And I'm just going to keep adding them until I finish the timeline, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, I added all the sound effects for the cars passing by. So what we're going to do is unmute the other tracks, and we're going to play this together and we're going to see what it sounds like.